Yeah, I'm going to talk about some things. I want to talk about personality stuff, because I've been talking about this so recently, and I don't have the sort of personality which allows success as a comedian, because you might notice, like, you've got a few comedians on telly, but compared to how many there aren't that many in. Like, you see them on Mock the Week and stuff and that sort of thing, but it's quite hard to become successful if you're a comedian. You have to either work at it really hard or network your arse off. For example, you never see a comedian on Britain's Got Talent, because it wouldn't work. Like, well, maybe you see one or two crap ones, but you never see a decent comedian on Britain's Got Talent, because it would destroy the whole show. Because any comedian that gets dissed by those three is going to have ample comeback, aren't they? Like, what better comeback is there? You think I'm crap, you're Piers Morgan. Literally nothing come back there. You're Piers Morgan, you're famous for you shagged Les Dennis and Ian Morrissey. Why should I trust your judgment? You have a false stand, you don't know what size trousers to wear. I don't see why you could care what any of you think. You undermine the reality TV judges, they lose all power, therefore it's not going to happen. They're too scared, that's my theory. Just because they reject me doesn't mean it. They just pick themselves up, they say how good they are, they say how really talented they are, they try to get gigs by that. I don't like doing that, because I don't like lying. And it's not exactly something, I should practice it apparently. I've only ever picked myself up once, and that was completely by accident. I was in London, doing a gig in London, a solo gig. But, my wife's Indian, and she has family in London, and my father-in-law is the youngest of 13, so I've got a massive in-law family, like there's at least 200 of them in London. And they keep saying to me, when you're in London next, we'll come and see one of your gigs. Now, I don't want that. I don't want 50 Hindu in-laws staring at me, wondering why they let this person into their family. So I don't tell them about it. But I did a gig in London once, and one of them got word of it. And it was like a small room like this, maybe it's smaller again. Like 8:30, the promoter's there, it's about Wednesday night, speak about 10 or 12 in. But 8:30, 85 Indians rocking. All of them asking for me. So he turns to me, this South Wales Welsh boy who's never heard of, he said, these people are asking for you. I go, oh yeah, I'm massive in India. That's my day job. I've just finished my PhD, so I'm actually apparently the country's only stand-up comedy neuroscientist, which isn't a highly sought-after title, I admit, but I've got it, and it comes in handy, because every now and again, once in a blue moon, I get a random email from someone involved in a media project which requires someone who knows about comedy and science. Normally it's something quite low-key, like a student radio interview, or maybe some sort of like a magazine article. Every now and again, it gets quite surreal. Last year, I got an email from a guy saying, hello, I'm a producer with Paramount Pictures. Paramount Pictures, America. You're familiar with America? Yeah, that's where the Simpsons live. And Barack Obama, there you go, topical reference, one I got, hope you enjoyed it. And he said, would you be willing to do a small feature film about the psychology behind sibling rivalry? And I goes, yeah, right, why not this? So it's not my expertise, but I can learn, I'll do it if you like. And I, of course, three different emails. I thought, well, actually, what is this for? This is a random request. But no, we want to use this as a DVD extra for the DVD release of the Vince Vaughn movie, Fred Claus. I was really familiar with the film Fred Claus. Yeah, well, I haven't seen it, and I don't know many who have, because you're the sort of people who voluntarily come to an arts theatre on Friday nights. This film is named for you. It's a cheap, festive cash-in starring a really overrated comedian. And it was my ambition. Like I said, of course I don't mind doing that. You know, I've been a big fan of Vince Vaughn since you mentioned him. It never came to pass, obviously, because I was very worried about it. But I think they had a meeting and realised the sort of people who would pay good money for a copy of the DVD Vince Vaughn in Fred Claus, these are not the sort of people who are really interested in intense scientific analysis of anything. I think the feature I was going to do was eventually replaced by a sequence of bright colours. Some fart noises. Would you be a TV personality? I don't think I would, because I've been studying like personalities a lot, that's from my background, and I think everyone in this room has a sort of, I think we all have a series of quirks or mannerisms or something which we do, which nobody else does, which we think makes us weird. If you don't think you have one, you do, you just don't know what it is yet. Like I've been asking, like people ask about this sort of thing, and I've got a few of my own. Like I am pathologically really frightened of dirty toilets. I can't even look at them, I can't go near them or anything. Actually at home now, if I even use the toilet for any number of bowel movements, I actually have to bleach it every time. It's got to the point now where I personally think I'm responsible for the decline in North Sea cod. I have so much rockside down there, I've killed quite a few coral reefs, I'm sure of this. I also have another weird one. I feel really weird when I cook a single jacket potato. If I cook 2 or 3, I'm fine. But it's a big oven, if you fit a turkey in there, 1 potato, it just seems wrong. And also, you see, when if I put a single potato in and I catch sight of it, to me it looks reproachful. So I swear to God, if I'm cooking a single jacket potato, it'll get to the point where I will sit there with it while it's cooking, so it doesn't get lonely. I don't talk to it, because that would give it a personality, and then I wouldn't be able to eat it, which would defeat the entire object of this thing. But I've been asking quite a few people about this. I've asked people like, do you have any weird personality quirks, traits or anything? And I asked the guy at work, and I goes, do you have any personality quirks? He goes, oh yeah, I got one thing, right? It's funny, right? But I just can't stand Asian people. I wouldn't really call that a quirk. I'd call that a terrible prejudice. I don't necessarily can't stand it. 3/4 of the human race, blanketly, but I had my suspicion about this guy to begin with, because we were walking past a poster in town. He was just met up with him in town because we were doing something similar. And he passed the Michael McIntyre poster. Then the DVD poster of him, he's all going, I'm a DVD, I can breathe. Whatever he does. You don't like him a lot, but it's up to you. But I walked past him and he goes, oh, you've got to admit though, Michael McIntyre, you have to admit, he's got quite a punchable face, doesn't he? And he goes, yeah, he does look a bit Chinese. That's not what I said! Don't replace your prejudice with mine, please. It's not what I want from this sort of conversation. I've tried to avoid him since, he's terrible man. But yeah, I do have to analyse things, I get too caught up in stuff. Like, I think it gets to the point where actually I sort of miss the bigger picture because I'm too busy just dwelling on stuff. Like, we were out with some friends for lunch the other day in the pub, and me and my wife didn't have breakfast, we were both quite hungry. And she looked at the menu, and she's on the other side of the table. And she goes, oh, do you want those big burgers you get, 2 quarter-pounders in the back, sort of thing? And she goes, oh, I might have one of those. She goes, do you want one of those big burgers? And then she goes, well, I don't know, can I fit half a pound of meat in me? Because I'm a Canadian, all my friends just went, looked at me expecting the obvious response, and I just went, what's that in grams? 228 if you want. And I don't really finish sentences or end sets very well.